Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this, what is this, HP Pavilion laptop model 15t-cu000. Alright, so we're going to be using a a JIS 0 as well as a JIS 1 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom and to open it up. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to remove these rubber feet because a lot of times they hide screws under there. So I just get my fingernail in there, in the edge, and then I will pull that up. And there you go, there's one there. We're going to go on this side, peel this up. Come on. There we go, got that out. I'm going to go over here and check if there's some over here. Okay. There might not be, is there? Nope. Okay, so there's none on these bottom ones, I don't think. Sometimes they'll hide it just one, which might be the case because there's a screw here but not over here. So let's see if there's anything on this side. And no. Okay, so you don't need to take these two bottom feet out. Alright, anyways, these ones are going to be JIS 1, and then these silver ones are going to be JIS 0. You want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and length. So remove them. Put them flat side down like that on your desk in the pattern you remove them, or however you want to organize it. And yeah, again, these screws can be different size and shape and length, so be very careful. You don't want to mix them around and then put the wrong ones in the wrong spot and end up damaging the computer. Alright, anyways, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, so these front ones are a lot shorter, and then these two look longer, about the same length. And then we got this JIS 1 screwdriver. We're going to pull these four screws out. Okay, again, keep them all in order. Alright. And then most likely these four are about the same length, but usually you don't want to mix them up because you never know. Alright, so we'll get those out. There we go. Alright, so the customer wanted to upgrade this with an SSD. They just want me to swap it out because they said they're able to do the software part. As you saw how I removed the CD drive, I just slide my fingernail along there as I pull on it and it comes out. If you can't do that, you can use like a small needle or a small folded out paper clip to push in there, and then this will pop out, and then you can actually extend the tray all the way. Once you extend the tray all the way, grab the inside of the furthest part inside the tray and then pull it out. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. So here I have this small paper clip, just put in there and you can see it pops out. Okay, you pull it all the way open, grab here, and then you can pull the drive out. Okay, that's it. We're gonna close that and set that aside. Okay, let me see. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do, looks like there's nothing there. So we're going to see if we can use the CD drive slot to help open this up. So you can pull on this, and then I'll run my fingernail along this little gap here. And there you can see we can pop that out. Okay, just like that. And then I'll just continue working my way down if I can. There we go. All right, and we'll continue. You can use plastic pry tools, of course. You don't have to use fingernails if you don't have fingernails. But fingernails are free, and they grow for free. So, yeah. All right. And then we'll go around here because this side's not popped up yet, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to pop up easily, but you kind of just gotta work it, finesse it. All right, sometimes you can kind of lift it when you can grab inside a little bit, and sometimes wiggling it around works a little. If you can't do that, you can also try like some suction cups. Sometimes pulling on it from a different spot helps pull the plastic in a ways where it curls. And that helps release some clips, but as you can see, this kind of doesn't seem to be helping here, so I don't know what's going on with that side. But anyways, we're gonna just kind of maneuver it around. I'm gonna hold this down a bit and pull this and kind of wiggle. Wow, what's going on with these clips? They're super strong here. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try and get in there a bit more. Maybe push down on the hinge area while you kind of pull up here. And there we go. Okay, and then we'll go over here. We got all the way over there. I'm going to push down here and maybe pull and wiggle here. Oh, this part's cracking a little bit, so you want to be careful there. Okay, get over here and come on. Get in there slide your fingernail around, and there we go. All right, so we got this. There's the bottom cover. Okay, it's a bit dusty in there, so I am going to have to clean that out. It looks like they did have a liquid spill at some point. Also, the battery is expanding, so it might need to be replaced sometime in the future. Here you can see that fan. I'm going to have to clean that out. I'll do that in a bit once I go over the components. You can see this is blinking, so it's probably in sleep mode or like running low on battery. So that's one thing we're going to have to do, which I didn't do in advance. But let's go ahead and actually make sure it's off. They said the hard drive's already dead and crapped out. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to disconnect the battery to shut it off. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove these screws here. And that way I can also show you guys some other stuff here. So they have a 16 gig Intel Optane SSD here as well. I just noticed there's an M.2 PCIe NVMe usually. Usually Optane is NVMe. I don't see a thing saying that. But no, I don't know. It doesn't say here. But I'm pretty sure this supports a PCIe NVMe. Alright, M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. Anyways, we'll get these 4 screws out. Alright. There's little arrows pointing to usually where the screws go. This one has little pegs that stick up. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to get underneath this little edge with my fingernails and pull straight up, and there we go. We got the battery out. If you're wondering, let me clean this dust for a second. Battery model number is right here, HT03XL. So if you need to replace the battery, you're going to need that. We'll set that aside. Okay, you got stick of RAM here. Since we removed the battery, no more power. This thing's not flashing anymore. Okay. Anyways, usually to be safe, what you'll do is you'll open up the laptop and then press and hold the power button for 15 seconds or longer after disconnecting the battery. But if you do that, be very careful. You probably want to put the bottom cover back on and tighten these screws down. I don't know if it'd be safe to kind of just put the screw in here without it, because it might go too far. I'm gonna loosely get the screw in there, and I think you can probably get away with that, but I would probably put the bottom cover on just to be safe. All right, and then you can lift it up, because these 2 screws on both sides, if you don't, the hinge might not be held down strong enough, and you might end up breaking the hinge mounts on this one over here and here where these screws are remaining. So don't try and open the computer without these screws. You'll probably end up breaking the screw mounts. All right, anyways, let me do a close-up here and show you the RAM slot. So again, there's 2 slots for RAM. You can pull these 2 tabs to the side, pops up like that. Then you can slot that out. And if you want, you can upgrade this. This is PC4 2666V. There's only 1 slot, so if you want, you can get another one. You can upgrade it to 16 gigs total. Or you can even get 2 16 gig sticks and upgrade it to 32 gigs. I don't know if there's going to be 32 gig sticks available. If there were, you can probably do 64 gigs. All right, but yeah. All right, wireless card is here. To remove the antennas, you just pull up from the tails and it should pop out. Sometimes the solder on these aren't good, so I don't want to mess around with that, because then it can break. And yeah, I don't want to risk that. So if you want to know how, you can watch a few of my other videos. I tend to show how to remove the wireless card on a lot of them. But there you go. If you need, hopefully you can read any model information there. This is a model 3168NGW. CPU is soldered to the motherboard. GPU is non-existent here, but they do have a place where on some models, I guess they would have a dedicated GPU right here. And then you got the trackpad connector here. These cables have these latches where you flip up like that, then you can pull the cable out. I'm going to leave it in there, but then I'm going to flip it back down. Again, there's the M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. 1 screw looks to be held in with a JAS0. Then it pops up slightly like the RAM, and then you can pull it back. All right. I guess they're leaving the Optane SSD in there because they brought a 2.5-inch SATA SSD. Usually these spinning drives fail pretty often because the computer shakes around, and yeah. All right, then you got this SD card slot here, which is removable. There's a flip latch here to pop that, and 1 screw. All right, the cable's going underneath. It looks like it actually connects underneath the motherboard. Keyboard connector's right here. Then you got the hard drive connector there. Here you can see the keyboard connector or the keyboard model information. This is melted in place, so if you are replacing the keyboard, keep in mind it's probably much easier to replace the entire keyboard palm rest assembly. LCD LVDS connectors here. You don't want to mess with this unless you've opened it and pressed and held the power button for at least 15 seconds. Otherwise, there's a good chance there's enough power here that it could fry the backlight circuit, or sometimes the cable here, or this, and sometimes even the screen. Okay, so be careful with that. All right, anyways, then you got the fan connector here. The fan is held in with 3 screws, it looks like. And I think that's pretty much it for now. Give me a second. I'm going to clean the dust out and I'll be back. All right, see you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. As you can see, the fan is a lot cleaner now. I cleaned up all around as well. Let's actually see if taking out the fan, if the vent here is kind of all clogged up, assuming we can take the fan out with just these 3 screws. Okay, because beyond that, I don't want to take it out further. But I do want to see if it's an easy fix to clean it up. Then yeah, we're gonna make sure. Okay, you can actually see there's dust and stuff stuck in there, so good thing I opened that up. We're gonna kind of brush this out, and well, we're gonna have this junk in my work area, but all right, there we go. All right, I don't want to leave that dust in there since we got this open. Okay, put that back there and get these 3 screws back in. All right, nice and clean now. So it should run a lot cooler. It is actually really cold right now, pretty cold right now, because it is winter and I'm working in the garage, so they probably weren't having issues with heat, but when it reaches summer it will help. All right, anyways, we got the hard drive. Let's go ahead and pop this thing out. Let me zoom out a bit here. Okay, so the hard drive is like this, and usually we gotta like slide up one side. Okay, it looks like this is gonna be a little tricky. I think actually we do it sideways. Let's actually disconnect this cable here. So we'll flip this latch up. Then we lift this up. You can actually use this blue tab, pull it up slightly and then pull it back, and there we go. We got this disconnected. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we gotta remove this. So I might be able to lift it from here. There's these 2 little rubber nubs on the end here as part of the tray. I can hopefully pull this up. Nope, it's stuck there. Let me take a closer look because it's hard to see in the camera for me. Okay, this bracket's going all the way out here. Interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm kind of confused at how this mounting bracket is going on over on this side. Let's see, can I pull it up somehow on this side? Or oh yeah, okay, so we can pull it up from this side. And there we go. Okay, for some reason I thought this metal piece was part of something else because there were no screws holding this down. So I thought it was just slotted in there, but there you go. We rotated it up this way and there we go. So these just hold in with these little rubber nubs. So we're gonna set that aside, right? This one as well. The SATA connector here, you wanna be very careful with this cable. Usually what I do is I pull it back a little. I don't know if you can see, but you can now see the gold contacts in there, barely. Okay, so what I do is I, if I can get it enough, or if I can get in the corner edge like that, then I can kind of get my fingernail in there and pry that. And then if it's hard to pull this out, you can actually slide your fingernail or pry tool along the gap that formed, and you can see it opened up a bit more evenly on all of it. And then you can kind of grab it and just kind of wiggle it out, or slowly pull a little bit on each side until it walks itself out. All right, so there we go. Next thing we got, again, we got to replace it with the SSD. So the customer brought this. Okay, so we're going to open this up and we're going to get that SSD in there. And it comes packed like this, or that's how this SSD comes packed like that. We're going to peel this off. I'm not sure what this tape is for. It doesn't really do anything. Maybe it's so if you like knock this, it won't accidentally like hit those connectors or something. I don't know. It doesn't really do anything. I'm going to just stick it on the bottom of this, and we'll put the old hard drive in here. Okay, just like that, so that the customer has that, and we'll put it in the box and give that to them. All right, so we got this here. We're gonna reconnect the new drive, the SSD here. Technically, it would be best if they upgraded this again with a larger M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD, but this is what they brought, so this is what I'm installing. Okay, and we're just gonna install this. Okay, just get that bracket on and the other one, and then we're just gonna do this in reverse. So actually, this is why we couldn't lift this side. Can you see these feet? So those actually have to tuck in down there first. So we'll slide that over this way, tuck it in, and then we will push this down into place, and there we go. Hard drive is locked in. I don't know if screws were missing here, because I feel like there should be 2 screws here to help hold this down. So if yours has screws, obviously you want to remove those. Otherwise, yeah, it's fine. All right, anyways, we got the cable here. So we'll get this in there, line it up, okay, and you can use the blue tab to help push it in. You can see the wings actually will go past the little thing there. There's some raised mounts there, right? Once you get that, just slide your finger over the top. You want to slide your finger over the top. Don't like try and poke it with your fingernail or a pry tool or anything. Just slide the latch down. I don't know why there's another one here, but that one's open for some reason and there's no cable in it. So I don't know what this is for. Possibly this could be for a keyboard backlight. Some models will have a backlit keyboard, and then it might plug into that. All right, anyways, there we go. We got all of that back in. Let's actually go ahead and get the battery back in now. Let me zoom out. I don't know if I got a good thumbnail for this one at all, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and try and get this centered and see if we can line it up for a screenshot thumbnail. Okay, so maybe right there. Okay, and let's go ahead now and get this back in. So just line up the bottom first with the little nubs there, then we'll get this lined up and then just push it down, and you can actually see the charge light is already flashing. Interesting. So I guess it's just saying that the battery is low, and that's probably because this battery is bad. All right, because it's inflated. We're gonna get these screws back in. Okay, just like that. All right, and then we got these 2 screws down here that we're gonna get in. All right, this one and this one. Good. All right, and then we just got to get the bottom cover back on top. Pretty simple, straightforward. All right, there's a little dust on this, so I'm gonna clean that off as well. Okay, right over where the fan was. Okay, oops. Oh, that doesn't come out. Okay, so we got that little fan dust circle out. Okay, now we just get this line back up, and then we just got to pop everything back down. Make sure it's lined up, and then click it down into place. It helps to kind of push down and inwards at the same time, okay, to help get the clips clicked back into place. Okay, just like that, just like that, and just like that. Okay, so we got all of that clicked back in. Oops, get that toothbrush out. Hopefully that wasn't in the screenshot, but it probably was. All right, now, oops, my magnets are kind of flying out here. Let me get this out of there. Okay, now we got the optical drive, CD drive. Oh, by the way, you can also get a adapter to turn this into a hard drive caddy or hard drive slot. So you can actually store another 2.5-inch SATA drive in this, but you do need an adapter that lets you fit a drive into this thing. All right, anyways, we're gonna put this back in. If you're wondering, for those caddies, you do need to know the thickness of the drive, and this appears to be like 9mm or so. Okay, so anyways, let's get this back in. Make sure you have it the right side up or upside down or whatever, and we'll just slide that in. You might also be able to upgrade it with a Blu-ray drive or whatever if you wanted that. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and get these last few, or the last screws back in. Okay, again, JIS1 screwdriver for these black screws that were holding the, basically holding the hinge to the bottom up here. Okay, make sure you get those back in, that, and these two. Okay. right, last one for the hinge. And then we're going to switch back over to the JAS 0 screwdriver and get those last few screws in, okay? Pretty simple, straightforward. And yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. You're welcome to stay as I get these last few screws in. But yeah, if you like this video, if it helped you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. And that's, yeah, pretty much it. Got one more screw, and don't forget the little adhesive rubber feet. And that's all there is to it. Alright, last one here. Okay, and then we got this rubber foot. I like to check where the circles are, line that up, and then stick it back down. Okay, so that way it's not flipped, reversed, or anything. Same thing with this one. You can see the F2 there, and then the one there. And we'll get that lined up and stick that in. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, let's drop this. Bye.